Pop culture in 1999 was an incredibly vibrant and influential period with a wide range of trends, events, and media that shaped the cultural landscape of the time. Movies like Star Wars, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, The Sixth Sense, Toy Story 2, and The Matrix were box office hits. And in music, artists like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and the Backstreet Boys dominated the airwaves. The rise of Napster further changed how people consumed music, while The Sopranos premiered on HBO, ushering in a new era of prestige television. The fashion of that time was diverse, with grunge, neo-hippie, and futuristic styles all gaining popularity. Platform shoes, choker necklace, and cargo pants were particularly prominent. Technology also played a major role, with the internet, e-commerce, and mobile phones all becoming increasingly prevalent. The Y2K scare also triggered widespread concerns about the impact of technology on society. In sports, the New York Yankees won their third World Series in 4 years. On the political front, the impeachment of President Bill Clinton and the launch of George W. Bush's successful presidential campaign were major events of the year. Taken together, these highlights show how 1999 was an incredibly important year in pop culture, with major cultural, sporting, and political events all taking place. In 1999, Faith Evans released her single, Never Gonna Let You Go, to critical acclaim. It quickly rose to the top of the US R&B chart, becoming her second #1 hit and cementing her place in music history. Faith Evans was born on June 10, 1973 in Lakeland, Florida, to Helene Evans, a professional singer of African American descent. Her father, Richard Swain, was of English and potentially Italian descent, but left before she was born. 6 months after Faith's birth, her mother moved to Newark, New Jersey, and left her with her cousin, Johnny May, and her husband, Orville Kennedy, who were foster parents to many children. Faith regarded them as her grandparents. A few years later, Helene's career began to decline and she tried to take Faith back home, but she was too afraid to leave her familiar surroundings. Instead, Helene relocated next door. Raised in a Christian home, Faith Evans discovered her passion for singing at a tender age of 2 when she began performing at church. At 4 years old, she captivated the congregation of the Emmanuel Baptist Church in Newark with her rendition of the Fifth Dimension song, Let the Sunshine In. Throughout her teenage years, Evans attended University High School in Newark and sang with various jazz bands, all with the encouragement of her mother, Helene. To show off her vocal talents, she entered pageants, festivals, and contests and was always met with praise and admiration. After graduating high school in 1991, Evans set off to study marketing at Fordham University in New York City, but eventually left to pursue a career in music and have her daughter China with music producer Kayama Griffin. In 1993, she relocated to Los Angeles and was working as a backup vocalist for singer I'll Be Sure, when she caught the attention of Sean Puff Daddy Combs. Combs was so impressed with her that he signed her as his first female artist to his Bad Boy Entertainment record label in 1994. After signing with Bad Boy Records, Faith Evans was enlisted by executive producer Combs to provide backing vocals and writing for Mary J. Blige, My Life, released in 1994, and Usher's self-titled debut album, before starting working on her own debut. Released on August 29, 1995, Faith was a collaboration with Bad Boy's producers, The Hitmen, Chucky Thompson and Combs, as well as Polk and Tone and Herb Middleton. The success of singles You Used to Love Me and Soon as I Get Home propelled the album to platinum status, selling 1.5 million copies in North America according to the RIAA. 1 year prior, on August 4th, 1994, Faith Evans married her label mate and renowned rapper Christopher the Notorious B.I.G. Wallace, after having met him at the Bad Boy photo shoot. The couple welcomed a son, Christopher George Latour Wallace Jr., but sadly, Wallace was murdered in an unsolved drive-by shooting in Los Angeles, California in March 1997. During early 1997, after her separation from Wallace, but before his death, Evans' friend Missy Elliott introduced her to record company executive Todd Russo. Faith Evans began dating Russo during her and Wallace's separation. After Wallace's death, Evans became pregnant with Russo's child. On June 10, 1998, her 25th birthday, the couple welcomed their first son, Joshua. During the summer of 1998, Evans and Russo decided to get married, and on March 22nd, 2007, their son, Ryder Evans Russo, was born. After 2 long years of hard work, Faith Evans' second studio album, Keep the Faith, was released on October 27, 1998. Despite feeling a little discouraged at first, Evans pushed through and wrote and produced the entire album on her own. Upon its release, Keep the Faith was met with favorable reviews, with AllMusic praising it without a success, earning a platinum certification and producing 2 top 10 singles, Love Like This and All Night Long, released March 30th, 1999. As a result, Evans embarked on an 18-city theater tour with Dru Hill and Total the following year. Faith Evans' third album, Faithfully, released in 2001, was the first project she worked on with her husband Todd Russo as an executive producer and creative partner. It was well received, charting at number 14 on the Billboard 200 and number 2 on the top R&B and hip-hop albums chart, and eventually being certified platinum. The album's lead single, I Love You, which was written by Anthony Best, Michael Jamison, Bobby Springsteen, and Jennifer Lopez, was the only song to make it into the top 20. However, Evans felt that Bad Boy Records, which was transitioning from Arista to Universal, gave the album minimum support. Consequently, in 2004, she ended her business relationship with Bad Boy Records, believing that Combs couldn't further her career due to his other commitments. That same year, Evans and Russo were arrested and charged with possession of and as well as an improper tag violation during a traffic stop in Hateville, Georgia. After parting ways with Bad Boy Entertainment, Faith Evans became the first contemporary R&B artist to sign with Capitol Records. She and her partner, Todd Russo, worked with various producers such as Brian Michael Cox, Jermaine Dupri, Mike Caren, Pharrell Williams, and Chucky Thompson to create her 4th studio album, The First Lady. Upon its release in April 2005, The First Lady peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and topped the R&B and hip-hop albums chart, making it Evans' most successful album to date. The album was certified gold by RIAA, and at the end of the year, Evans released her holiday album, A Faithful Christmas. Unfortunately, this would be her last release on Capitol Records as the company was bought in 2007. After a 5-year break, Faith Evans began a new chapter in 2010 when she established her own record label, Prolific Music Group. In addition to recruiting top talent to help build the company, she also began recording music with renowned artists such as Keisha Cole, Redman, Snoop Dogg, and Raekwon. Later that year, Evans signed a deal with E1 Entertainment, an independent record label. On October 5, 2010, her 5th studio album, Something About Faith, was released, debuting and peaking at number 15 on the Billboard 200 and number 1 on the Independent Albums chart. The album's lead single, Gone Already, was a hit, spending more than 33 weeks on the US Billboard Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs chart, where it reached number 22. In August 2010, Faith Evans was arrested on suspicion of a misdemeanor, drunken driving, after being stopped at a checkpoint in Marina del Rey, California. In response to the incident, Evans and her husband Russo agreed to attend a 13-week treatment program in exchange for dropping their possession charges. Despite this, the couple decided to end their marriage, publicly announcing their divorce in May 2011 with the understanding that it would be kept quiet for the sake of their children. In 2012, Faith Evans co-executive produced and joined the cast of the hit TV One reality show R&B Divas Atlanta, alongside popular R&B singers Nikki Gilbert, Selena Johnson, Kiki Wyatt, and Monifa. The show offered viewers an intimate look at how the singers managed their music careers and personal lives as they worked together to create an Evans-led compilation album, R&B Divas, in 2012, in honor of Whitney Houston. The series broadcast to record-breaking ratings for the network and spawned a spinoff, R&B Divas Los Angeles, which was renewed for 2 more seasons. Evans, who departed the show after its 2nd season, was awarded a Grammy nomination for the Best R&B Album at the 55th Awards ceremony. In August 2013, the multi-platinum R&B singer Faith Evans announced that she had started working on her 6th studio album, Incomparable. The album featured contributions from Chucky Thompson, Mike City, Kiki Wyatt, B. Slade, and Cameron Clark Sherd of the Clark Sisters. On August 25, 2014, I Deserve It was released as the lead single for the album, and it quickly charted on Billboard Adult R&B Songs chart, peaking at number 19. On August 24, 2014, Incomparable was released through Prolific Music Group and BMG Rights Management, debuting at number 27 on the US top R&B and hip-hop albums, and number 17 on the U.S. Independent Albums chart. In 2016, Faith Evans made an exciting announcement. She was finishing a posthumous Notorious B.I.G. album titled The King and I, which would feature duets with her late husband. The album was eventually released on May 19, 2017, to the delight of fans everywhere. On July 17, 2018, Evans married producer and Love and Hip Hop Atlanta star Stevie J, and the couple released a hit song, A Minute, just 10 days later. Over the next 4 years, Evans and Jordan appeared in several episodes of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and Leave It to Stevie alongside then friend Stevie J. In May 2020, Faith Evans made headlines after being arrested for felony domestic against her then husband, Stevie J. Though she was released on bond, the charges were eventually dropped. However, just a year later, Stevie J filed for divorce. In 2021, Faith Evans competed in season 6 of The Masked Singer as Skunk. She was ultimately unmasked during the Group A finals, where she made a heartfelt tribute to her late husband, the Notorious B.I.G., and her son, who was autistic. As a teenager, Faith Evans had previously appeared in stage plays, and in 2000 she began her acting career with a supporting role in director Robert Adetihi music drama Turn It Up, starring Pras Michael from The Fugees, Jason Statham, and Ja Rule. Unfortunately, the film was met with mostly unfavorable reviews from critics who cited it as being patently absurd in both the details and larger aspect. Despite its short play and financial failure, Turn It Up still earned a total of US $1.24 million during its US run. In 2003, Faith Evans starred in the MTV romantic comedy The Fighting Temptations, a movie that was filmed in Columbus, Georgia, and starred Cuba Gooding Jr. as her son and Beyonce Knowles. Reviews were mixed, but the film still managed to be a top 3 box office hit in the US, grossing $30.2 million. Additionally, Evans recorded a contemporary version of Donna's summer 1978 hit Heaven Knows for the film, which her character performs early in the film. The soundtrack also made it to the top 20 of the US Billboard 200. In 2004, Faith Evans made a special guest appearance on the UPN sitcom Half and Half. 5 years later, she revealed she was working on a sitcom based on her life, but with a more humorous twist. As of 2021, it is still unclear if Evans has officially pitched the show to any television network. Additionally, she has cameos on the reality show Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. In November 2010, sources excitedly reported that Faith Evans would portray Motown superstar Florence Ballard of the Supremes in an upcoming biopic, Blondie, The Florence Ballard Story. With the blessing of Ballard's 3 daughters, Faith appeared on The Wendy Williams Show to promote the role. However, in July 2014, Rolling Stone reported that the movie, thought to be titled Blondie, was actually a con artist scam. Sadly, this means that Faith Evans' portrayal of Florence Ballard will never grace the silver screen, though we can still imagine what it would have been like. Faith Evans released her deeply personal and autobiographical book, Keep the Faith, a memoir, on August 29, 2008, co-written with Aaliyah S. King. The book details the singer life from her humble beginnings to her rise to fame. In addition to her journey, the book also delves into her tumultuous relationship with her late husband, the Notorious B.I.G., a story that is both emotionally charged and incredibly revealing. When Keep the Faith, a memoir, was first released, it rocketed to the top 20 on New York's bestsellers list for 2 weeks running. It was subsequently awarded the 2009 African American Literacy Award for Best Biography Memoir, cementing its status as a must-read. Faith Evans was a pioneering R&B singer who rose to fame in the 1990s with her soulful voice and unique ability to blend classic R&B with hip-hop beats. Her groundbreaking achievement of being the first female artist to sign with Sean Puff Daddy Combs' Bad Boy Records label has truly left a legacy that has helped to pave the way for other female artists in the genre and redefine the sound of R&B. Faith Evans has had an immensely successful career and has been widely praised for her soulful singing and songwriting skills. Her debut album, Faith, was met with glowing reviews for her unique blend of R&B, hip-hop, and gospel, helping to establish her as a prominent figure in the music industry. Her later albums, such as Keep the Faith in 1998, Faithfully in 2001, and The First Lady in 2005, were all met with positive reviews, with critics noting her impressive vocal range and powerful delivery. Despite some criticism that some albums lack originality, Evans has maintained a loyal fan base and remains respected within the music industry for her contributions to R&B and hip-hop. In 2020, Faith Evans was enraged by the Lifetime documentary Biggie and Faith Evans due to it not being presented as a positive piece with her personal background and instead being portrayed as sensationalized retelling of events. She expressed her emotions to Page Six, saying, quote, "I feel upset that I'm attached to it. I was told that it would be a positive piece with a little more of my personal background. It wasn't pitched to me of a story rehashing the sensationalized events that took place. I am beyond that, and I have no need to open old wounds, damage, repair relationships, and above all, soil the legacy of Christopher Wallace, aka the Notorious B.I.G. End quote. The trailer for the piece, which aired January 10, 2020 as an episode of the network's Hopeless in Love series, revealed their story as the most controversial love story in hip-hop history, told by those who lived it. The series promised to explore the whirlwind engagement to Biggie's ongoing affairs with Lil' Kim and Charlie Baltimore, to the East Coast-West Coast rivalry that led to Tupac's and Big's of their relationship. Faith Evans had her own opinion on this as she stated, quote, "The Tupac stuff, the different women, how many times are we going to talk about it? It was supposed to be a love story and it turned into cheating and Lil' Kim. We come so far past this. Lifetime's all about drama." End quote. Faith Evans, a co-administrator of the late rapper's estate, claims that the documentary heavily relies on old footage edited to create an exaggerated, sensationalized narrative. She also mentioned that Big's mother, Viola Wallace, is not happy with the documentary and that this takes steps backwards from the progress made to acknowledge his legacy in a more positive light, considering he's been nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Evans has decided that she won't promote the episodes, stating that it has to do with her morals and that she wouldn't want to do business she isn't proud of at this stage in her career. As the story goes, Lil' Kim and Faith had a long-standing rivalry that culminated with the infamous fistfight over the late Notorious B.I.G, who they both were in love with. Well, years later, Faith Evans revealed to the world in an interview with the late DJ K Slay on Shade 45 that the beef between them was much more intense than we all initially thought. Faith recalled the multiple fistfights she had with Lil' Kim, not just the one depicted in the movie Notorious. She spoke on how they almost came to blows when they see each other and how Lil' Kim was surprisingly feisty despite being 4'11". Faith also mentioned that they both were from the hood, which is how they used to settle disputes. Faith Evans shared that she had moved on from the feud with Lil' Kim and Biggie years ago and had even attempted to collaborate on a song with Kim. Unfortunately, Kim was still holding a grudge, and when Faith Evans saw Kim on Dancing with the Stars, she tried to congratulate her, but Kim acted as though she didn't know her. Faith accepted that everyone needs to reach the place of forgiveness at their own rate. In 2017, Lil' Kim and Faith Evans finally put their differences aside and planned to release an emotional love song about Biggie on The King and I, their duets album. Faith says she never expected them to reach this point, but she wanted Kim to be honest about her feelings for Big and the pain she went through during his relationship with Kim. Faith believes that Biggie will be proud of them burying the hatchet and moving forward together. If you're a fan of Faith Evans, let me know your favorite song by her down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.